Alright guys, welcome back to another awesome tutorial, and in this video what I want to do is I want to start building the world so our dude can actually walk around on, because right now if we just have a dude right here, he's just going to fall all the way to the bottom of the screen and die, and to me that doesn't sound like a very fun game at all unless you name it like Suicide 2.0 or something. But I don't want to make a game like that, so that's what we're going to be doing. But first I'm going to show you guys something that I always do and something I recommend you always do. So if you scroll out by holding Control on your keyboard and using your mouse wheel to scroll out, you can see that this is our game right here. Now, what I want to do is, since this background is perfectly fitted to our layer, and this is pretty much a layer that we're not going to be editing again. We're not going to allow the player to blow up the background or anything like that. It's perfect right now. What I want to do is actually lock this so we don't accidentally select it or delete it, and so it stays that way for the rest of the game development. So in order to do that, this is actually our background layer, and if you click this check mark, you can see that it appears and it disappears, or it's visible and not visible. But the first thing I want to do is actually create a new layer on top of it. Now, I actually already renamed this the background, but it was layer 0. In order to rename anything, just click this little pencil, whatever it's called, and rename that one to background. And for the new one right here, rename this one to main. So basically this background layer is the layer that we're never going to touch again. So it would be a good idea, I said, to lock it. And of course, if you're familiar with Photoshop or anything, you know, to lock layers, just click this little lock icon right here, and it goes from being open to being closed. And what this means is it's locked, meaning you can't select it. So try to select your background, you can't anymore. Now, just a heads up, what we're going to be doing is, for the rest, or for 99% of it, unless we decide to make another level or something, we're going to be working in this main layer. This is going to be where our dude is, where all the enemies, the stuff he can jump on, the blocks he can break, stuff like that. So make sure that you have this layer selected from here on out. So now that we got our main layer good to go, press Control, hit 0, make sure you are in the right window. And actually, whenever I'm developing a game, I like to put everything in the top left corner to start, just because, I don't know, it's kind of like habit. But the first thing we need to do is we need to, like I said, give the dude a world. Some stuff to jump on, some ground for him to run around on. We just can't import the dude right away. So let's start building the world, and this is how we do it. In order to get that land, we're going to import a sprite. So double click this layer right here, and you're going to put insert new object. That's what window is going to pop up, and scroll down until you see sprite. So double click this, and it's going to give you these crosshairs basically saying where do you want to put it. Now just click anywhere, because we can reposition it later, just like we did with the background. And it says okay. So you can either select an image right here, and it has some other windows too. Now in this game development series, whenever you're making a platform game, it's good to work with a lot of those sprite strips, or you know, in the last tutorial I told you to download those sheets of like characters moving in tile sets, they were called. Well, that's what we're going to be using, because it's pretty much the best thing to use in a platform game, as you guys are going to see why later on. But in order to download our first tile set, what we need to do is not click this folder, but if we go in this animation frames window right here and right click it, choose the selection import sprite strip. And now what we want to do is, if you have it downloaded, then select that, but the one I'm using is in sprite, jungle performer, tiles, and this tiles right here. Now hit open. And what I want to do is, maybe I can show you guys first so you know what's going on. Media bundle, sprites, jungle performer, tiles, preview. So what this basically is it's not really easy to tell right now, but it's 12 by 12. It's actually broken up into blocks. For example, you guys can see in this area, each of these little squares is actually a part of the world that we can build. So if you want to build a tree, you would use this. If you want to build a ground, you would use this first one right here. But what we need to do is, before we import this entire image, because it looks weird right now, is we need to tell Construct 2 to actually break this up in a 12 by 12 um, I don't know, formation or whatever you want to call it. But that's how we want to break it up. So we'll put 12 by 12 and hit OK. And whenever we do that, we got to give it some time to work. But it's automatically going to split that one big image into a 12 by 12 section, giving you 144 smaller images. So that's what it did right there. And if you click this, if that, I don't know why that just disappeared, but as you can see, it now broke it up into 144 images. Now, this 0 one right here, you're always going to have that. That's pretty much the default one before you imported any images. So if you right click and just delete that, then you get rid of that blank one. But obviously, these are the pieces that we can use to build the world. And that's what that tile set I had you download, that's what it basically is. So pretty freaking cool. And well, in the next video, I guess we're actually going to be starting to put these pieces together and build a world for our dude. So it's going to be awesome. And well, make sure that you have your tile set imported. And also, if you have any questions or if you come across any problems, you can ask me in my forum, and I'll put a link below. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and well, I'll see you next time.